Good morning, or excuse me, it's good night, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream. I was gone for 2 weeks, but now I'm back. Tonight we're gonna look at, there are 4 games left in the NFL, National Football League. Only 4 games left in the regular season. Wow, how fast can the NFL seasons go? And so tonight we're going to look at the AFC West, how there's a 3-way tie. We'll look at the regular, all the rest of the games, and on a separate stream at about 9 o'clock, uh, 9 o'clock Eastern, or not, excuse me, 9 o'clock Mountain Time, and then 10 Central, and then 11 o'clock Eastern. So we'll look at that, and then right now we'll focus on, 4 games left in the NFL, and then 3-way tie in the AFC West between the Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. And then we look at what is going on in Denver with the Broncos. Broncos are 3-9 in the season. Now, I don't have special ties with the Broncos, but watching the Broncos yesterday, not doing very well. I mean, they're doing terrible. And so we're going to focus on those 3, and we'll see what happens. Or not see what happens, but, we'll focus on 3 things today. And so we'll focus on the Broncos' problems right now. And so chime in and let me know, what is going on with the Denver Broncos? Broncos not doing very well. As I said before, they're 3-9 in the season. What is going on? I think that, they don't have a good team. Now, let me pull up their statistics and, look at what could be different with the what could the Broncos do different this last stretch of the season with only 4 games left? And so let me go to the community and hold on, bear with me, guys. Hold on, bear with me here. Those who are coming in, welcome to the stream tonight. As you saw in the title, we're gonna talk about what is going on with the Broncos first of all, because I know they're not doing very well. They're 3-9 in the season. We'll also be looking at the NFL and only 4 games left. How quick has it gone? I mean, it's gone pretty quick. There's only 4 games left and the rest of the season. How are the playoffs shaping? I'll talk about that also. So I got that sent. Let me go back to my live stream and we'll see who's watching. Hi, y'all. So let me go to the Broncos and look at what's going on. What is going on with this Broncos team? Um, you know, I'm looking at what can the Broncos do better. Looking at the game, there's 4 things that the Broncos need to do better. What I saw from them is, and kudos to all the defenses who have stopped the Broncos offense. Kudos to them, and kudos to the offense. But for this Broncos team, we're going to focus on them 3 things, and this is all on defense. What can the defense do better? To stop, to get interceptions. And what can the Broncos do better? And I think, there's one thing on defense and one thing on offense. The first thing is the defense needs to stop the run. As you saw in yesterday's game and in the game against the Oakland Raiders, the defense has gotten trampled. Von Miller's not like he used to be. Akeem Talib got suspended yesterday. I mean, what is going on with this team? The defense was very good. You saw in 2015 when they were stopping everything. Now, I'm going to pose one question to you guys. Could the Broncos be missing, first of all, Peyton Manning, DeMarcus and TJ Ward? Could they be missing those 3? Defense was really good with TJ Ward and DeMarcus Ware. Could they be missing them? Now, leave your comment down below. Could the Broncos be missing those 3 people? I think, my opinion, I think they are. The Broncos, they were doing really well on offense with Peyton. Peyton had leadership. The defense had leadership with DeMarcus Ware. There's just not that same strife. I don't want to say striving, but that's a good word for right now. They want to strive to do better. They're not striving to do better. They're not striving to win. I heard something that, I'm hearing from my mom and dad who are Broncos fans. I live here in Bronco country, in the heart of Bronco country, in Colorado. And, I'm hearing that Vance be, just, Vance is not focusing on what the Broncos need to do. Vance is not putting that, striving to win in Broncos. And I think that's one thing that is just hurting Broncos. Offense, I'm really looking at 2 things for the Broncos. You know, I said there were three. There are going to be three. One on defense. I did say there were two on defense, but I'm only saying one. Problem with defense. There are two. One on one against all three QBs, and then one on the offensive line. I'll start with the one on all three QBs. What I am saying is they're not paying attention. They're looking at the other. They're looking. They're looking at the defense, and they are. They're looking at the defense, not the offensive players that are on their team. They're looking at the defense and, okay, throw. They're doing really good on running, but their defense, their throwing game is not good. You know, I look at the three QBs, Trevor, Paxton, and Brock, all throwing interceptions, and you know, the receivers are dropping passes because they can't, they're not able to get downfield. They need to get better at that. They need to practice that. You know, if they do not get that instilled, they're not holding on to the ball, they're dropping it. You know, they need to hold on to the ball. And also, Brock and Paxton and Simeon need to pay attention to where they're throwing the ball. They're not paying attention. And so, that's the first thing on that Broncos team. You know, I kind of mentioned too. The second thing, or third thing, if you count the one about the receivers, the second thing is the offensive line. You know, you look at the offensive line. Let me bring up the Broncos offensive line. Okay? Hold on. You know, I'm not an expert. Hold on. That didn't work. Hold on. Oh, no. Bear with me. Hold on. Okay, so I found problems, for the offensive line. I can't. Let me try here. Hold on. Broncos offensive line. Hold on. Depth chart. This might be what I want. Here we go. Okay. So, you have... Okay, so the offensive line, you have starting from center to right, and then to left. You have Matt Paradis for center. You have Ron Leary for right guard, Alan Barbara for right tackle. You know, the right side of the ball, right side of Matt Paradis is not doing their job. They're not protecting the QB. And you look at, oh no, excuse me, it's left. I apologize. Garrett Bowles. He keeps letting the defensive line get past him. And Garrett Bowles is a left tackle. Okay, he should not be letting the defensive line go right past him. And Max Garcia, the same way. You know, the left is letting people go right past him. And then you have Virgil Graham, and then you have the right. You know, both sides of the line are letting people just run past and tackle. You know, the defense is just, you know, when the opposing defense, you know, Matt Paradis gets trampled. You know, Ron Leary, the whole offensive line gets trampled. You know, they are not doing what they need to do. And then, so, you know, that's my perspective of the Broncos, and I think that in this offseason, you know, I'm hearing them from Fox 31 Denver. I'm hearing that they are wanting the Broncos. They're saying that Vance Joseph stays, and then probably if it doesn't do well, he gets let go or fired the first early in the season. And I agree, but from my perspective, I think he shouldn't be fired at the end of the season. Vance Joseph should be fired, and I think they should let go of all three quarterbacks. You know, there's three quarterbacks I'm looking at that could replace Brock, Simeon, and Lynch. Let me bring up those names. Hold on. You know, two of those, Eli Manning and Kirk Cousins. And then if, you know, they want to pick him back up again, Kyle Slaughter. Kyle Slaughter. I think those three quarterbacks should play for the Broncos. Eli's great quarterback. I think he will do well in Denver. Yes, he hasn't done well in the past years, but he does have 2 Super Bowls. I think he can do it. I really do. I think he can win, and he can win with the Broncos. So that's my thoughts on the Broncos, and we'll see how they do. I don't know how they're. Yeah, we'll just see how they do. The next thing is, you know, we'll move on, but if you have any questions or anything, you know, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think for the Broncos. What do the Broncos need to do to change next year? Who do you think should be QB? Who do you think should stay? Do you think Paxton or Vance Joseph should stay or be fired in the offseason or early in the preseason or regular season? What do you think? Alright, now, we got the Broncos problems up. We talked about the Broncos. Now, we're going to move into still stay in the AFC West. The three-way tie. Raiders, Chiefs, and Chargers. All three teams are really good. Raiders doing well. from what I have seen from them, Chargers are doing well. Chiefs are falling. Chiefs are 6-6. Raiders are 6-6. And Chargers are 6-6. All three teams are 6-6, tied. The one team that I think has the edge over them is the I want to say the Raiders. The Raiders have the edge, I think. The Raiders are a great team. They have a good defense, and I had said this in the offseason this past offseason. What I had said was the Raiders need to fire their defensive coordinator. They did. They fired their defensive coordinator. And that's what needed to happen. They're doing good. Now, I follow Zennie all the time, and one comment he made I have to disagree with. Defense was not doing very well. I think that the defense is, doing. It's not. How should I say this? The defense coordinator needed to be fired. It wasn't because of race. He was not fired by race. I'm not saying that. What I see is our defense, Raiders defense is not doing very good. They're losing. They were, I'm going to say 4-6. 4-6 in the season. They needed to fire Ken Norton Jr. They needed to fire him. They're terrible. They're terrible. What I am seeing from the Raiders, since they have put John Pagano in the offensive coordinator position, they are doing well. They are doing very well. They're doing good. And I love it. I love how they're doing good. So I think they're doing really good, and they'll do awesome. So, that's my opinion. Raiders are going to do well. They're going to prevail. Chiefs are not doing well. Peters, that Chiefs team is falling apart. You look back at the first game of the season against the Patriots. They were flying. They were doing well. Alex Smith was throwing really well. They were running the ball really well. Now these defenses are catching on to the Chiefs' scheme and stopping the run, stopping the pass. Chiefs are not doing very well. And then you look at Chargers, with Joey Bosa, with you get Joey for the Chargers. You have Joey Bosa, you have Phil Rivers. You have all these teams all of these players on this team, Chargers team, that are doing really well, and for playing in a 30,000 seat stadium, it's really well. They're showing themselves to LA, and I really like that. So kudos to the Chargers. I think it's going to be a battle between the Raiders and Chargers, but the Raiders, having Jack Del Rio and Anderson Cooper and Marshawn Lynch, especially Derek Carr, Cleo Mack, the Raiders will prevail over the Chargers. be the AFC West champions and get and be in, I want to say, fourth place in the playoffs. So that's what I'm gonna put there. At 9 o'clock, I will talk about. At 9 o'clock or 9:30 Mountain Western Time. 11:30 Mountain Western, or Mountain Time Standard, I will talk about how 4 games left in the season and look at the teams in the league who I think will do well. So tune back in, and I will talk to y'all later. Have fun.